The ideological quotas in hiring, your article or the letter actually stated instances where universities have restricted hiring practices to meet DEI quotas. For instance, a job posting at Laval University was closed to able-bodied white men. Second instance, the University of Waterloo sought professors who identified as gender fluid, women, or visible minorities. Another instance, the University of Toronto barred white people from a specific position. I gleaned all these from that letter. Then there's the ideological segregation, which the article points out examples of racial segregation in university life, such as racially segregated events, including graduation ceremonies, freshman orientations, and even student lounges and swim times. Then there's funding without evidence, where millions of dollars are being spent on DEI initiatives without any empirical evidence that they reduce bias or improve research quality. Let me read this one too. There's the classic case that was mentioned here about UBC hiring in accordance with UBC's CRC Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Action Plan and pursuant of Section 42 of the BC Human Rights Code. The selection will be restricted to members of the following federally designated groups: people with disabilities, Indigenous people, racialized people, women, and people from minoritized gender identity groups. Those are the classic cases that were referenced in that letter. One of the very important things also that I thought was very important about the subject of DEI is that even at institutional level and in corporate life, DEI in itself is a very expensive endeavor. It's incredibly, actually, beyond this life expensive. And I think, a lot of people should be worried. Worried in the sense that if we have to spend this much on DEI, at least we should be able to justify the results, the outcome. Are we actually making progress? Are conversations happening, diverse conversations in the real sense? But let me just state some of this. We don't have all the time now to get into some of these details, but let me state some of this. There's a ministerial office in Canada under the Justin Trudeau administration where you had an MP that occupied that position and was paid a salary of $300,000 a year. That office was scrapped in the current administration, but the allocation of resources is not necessarily scrapped. There are anti-racism strategy that we have in government, which announced in June 2024 is a $110 million investment. This is for a broad range of initiatives, not solely for the consultants in DEI. And then there's Black focused initiatives, which government committed $872 million for Black focused initiatives since 2019 until 2024. These two strategies, if you sum them together, the amount that went into it is in excess of $1 billion. And there are several others. This current administration actually is spending $500 million from 2025 to 2026 on DEI initiatives. So the reason I stated all this is your letter was written May 24th, the letter you signed rather, was written May 24th, 2024. And I'm wondering, I hope this is still a topic and we're not talking about issues of the past. And when I saw all this spending from both previous administration, the current administration, then I saw for real, okay, this is still a subject to talk about. Let's begin to walk our way home in a few minutes from here. If we want to solve this at institutional level, how would you address it? And are you really hopeful that the same proponents of these thoughts, either at academic institution level or even government or media or whichever, are we hopeful that the same set of people are going to be the ones to solve it?
That's a quick answer. No, I'm not hopeful. It doesn't mean I don't aspire to changing things, but